Hello YouTube, I thought I'd make another camera video. This is my Pentax, actually it's a Honeywell Pentax SP500. It was sort of Pentax's second tier of cameras from 1969. The SP1000 was their top line. There's an interesting footnote about that though. The top speed on the SP500 is, I don't know how well you can see it there, 1/500th of a second. Well, the SP1000 was 1/1000th of a second. But to save money, the only change between the two cameras was when they made the dial for this particular model, they didn't put the 1000 on there. However, you can click stop past the 500 and I don't know how well that can be seen. There's your 1/1000th of a second. There's no real difference between the two cameras other than that. I remember reading that on some camera collector's site quite a few years ago. I picked this one up at a thrift store for about 20 bucks. I'm guessing about 7 or 8 years ago. It came with a normal lens on it. I believe it's a 55mm lens. And the light's not very good now, but it's a good solid lens, and it also came with the UV filter that's currently on the camera. This particular model didn't have a hot shoe, didn't have a shoe at all. Mine actually came with an auxiliary shoe, and there's a couple of little tabs here. You press them in and you can pop it off. The shoe itself actually just says Asahi Pentax, so I don't know if that came with this camera or it was a part bought from Pentax after the fact. It's pretty conventional for the time. It's got your M42 screw mount lens, and to activate the meter, you had to press this little button on the side here. Another nice feature of this camera was it was originally designed for your 1.35 volt mercury cells. However, there is bridging technology built into the camera, and it will take your 1.5 volt button cells that are common today, and they work just fine in it. One of the few SLRs from that time frame that has that ability. Compared to some of the other 40, 50-year-old SLRs I've owned, this one's a little bit smaller and almost a little too small for the hand, but it does work well. It's got a nice sort of curved advance knob right there. A little different than some of the modern ones that are a little bit fatter and flatter. And your film frame counter is built into the top of the dial, or the advance knob I should say right there. The standard speed dial as well, and your ASA is in this tiny window on the speed dial. It's got the standard shutter release, and you are able to use a remote cable release on this as well. This particular model doesn't have a self timer. That's okay because I don't like taking pictures of myself anyway. Really good shape, works on all speeds, meter's very accurate, and aside from a serial number that was engraved on the bottom of the camera when I bought it, in pretty much perfect condition. I've run a few rolls of film through this one and I'm highly impressed. I've heard that the Super Takamura lenses from that time frame were amongst the best lenses that Pentax ever made. It didn't come with an Ever-Ready case, however I did pick up a cheapy no-name Ever-Ready case that fits it just fine, so that's a good thing for me. And I've got your standard hippie neck strap, which I picked up at a thrift store for $1 or $2. Anyway, a good little camera, good solid camera, and happy to have it. Probably one of the best M42 type SLRs ever made. Anyway, have a good one. Bye-bye.